This is another video in the Rules of Engagement series where we're going to be testing melee cavalry, in this case Noble Germanic Horse and Elite Agathyrsi, up against Sarmatian Cataphracts, Germanic Hurlers and Elite Agathyrsi. And here we're going to be looking at a way you can avoid knocking down your own men when you charge through them, which is very useful because that allows the skirmishers to run away without getting knocked down, and it also allows the Sarmatian Cataphracts here to charge through without getting stopped. So it's going to happen here. The Germanic Hurlers didn't get knocked down. The Sarmatian Cataphracts get a good charge on the Noble Germanics. The Germanic Hurlers were able to cause damage, slow down the Noble Germanics without doing any friendly fire. So this is the ideal scenario. Shock Cavalry takes on melee cavalry head on, is able to do a lot of damage on the charge. The skirmishers supported, they're able to be pulled back, they can be used against other units. So you can see the Noble Germanic Horsemen are getting slaughtered here by the Sarmatian Cataphracts. And in this particular case, sending in the Elite Agathyrsi warriors is a bit overkill, because the Sarmatian Cataphracts defeated that unit all on their own due to not having their charge impeded by their own skirmishers. And what Obelix did here was that instead of giving attack orders from behind his own unit and having the unit be stationary, he ordered the unit to run back, and then he ran the cavalry through his own unit. So running the cavalry through the unit is not going to knock it down. If he had given attack orders and charge speed was hit before he cleared his unit, that unit would have been knocked down. Since this unit is in loose formation, cavalry moves through it easier, and since he gave attack orders after the unit had passed after his Sarmatian Cataphracts had passed his hurlers, then the charge becomes uninterrupted. So moving the hurlers back means that the Sarmatian Cataphracts are going to clear the unit of hurlers faster, which means that you can start charging earlier. So here the Elite Agathyrsi come in, and they really wouldn't have needed to come in at this point because the Germanics are already dead. So the Sarmatians are able to continue back into the Elite Agathyrsi, break their charge somewhat, and then the Elite Agathyrsi of Obelix are going to move in and slaughter my Elite Agathyrsi. So this is a fairly good, this is a good result here for Obelix. He could have pulled out his Sarmatian Cataphracts, but he didn't at this point. So in this case, I believe Obelix is giving attack orders from behind the unit, and yep, giving attack orders. You can see they've hit charge speed, and you can see what that does to the unit. Very, very ineffective. The Sarmatian Cataphracts, a big portion of their charge is blocked. Obelix is losing Germanic Hurlers fast, very unnecessarily. And friendly fire from these units means that Obelix loses way more men than he needs to. So by not pulling out his skirmishers and by giving attack orders from behind his own unit, Obelix is going to get a much worse result here. Over here he's able to have a very combat ready unit of Elite Agathyrsi. After defeating my Elite Agathyrsi, he's going to have his Sarmatian Cataphracts at about half strength, and he's going to have his Germanic Hurlers. But in this case, he loses his Germanic Hurlers. He loses more Sarmatian Cataphracts than he needs to. Our units support the fight at roughly the same time. So this is a much, much worse result for Obelix because he charged from behind his own skirmishers. And because he didn't... because he charged from behind his own skirmishers. And he didn't pull his skirmishers back. That's what happened. But the units will come back from routing, but I think you'll see that Obelix has less skirmishers, less infantry, and less cavalry remaining after this engagement than he had in the previous one. My Germanics even get another charge on his Elite Agathyrsi, and the Sarmatian Cataphracts are going to lose more men. So over here, just to demonstrate this again, what Obelix is doing here, you can see how these moving the Germanic Hurlers back means that the Sarmatian Cataphracts can charge earlier. So after he's cleared, there we go. Now in this case, he's running the unit back. He's giving the attack order while inside his own unit, and that means he's knocking down a significant portion of his own unit. So some of these Germanic Hurlers are going to get hit and attacked in the rear. Still a better result than he had in the center here, this is by far the best result when he gave attack orders after the unit had cleared. But giving attack orders in the center of the unit means that he loses Germanic hurlers unnecessarily, he loses Sarmatian cataphracts unnecessarily, and the engagement is a much worse engagement for Obelix than it would have to be. So in this case, it looks like I might actually win the engagement, even. Bit of friendly fire going on here, but yeah, the Elite Gotharsai dying, Headhunt being activated, so these two units are sort of going to cancel each other out. But there you have it. The rule of engagement is that if you want to charge through your own units, make sure that you're running through the unit and only hitting charge after you have cleared the entire unit. If not, you're going to be knocking units down. So moving the unit back is going to mean that you can hit charge speed faster. It makes it easier to micro, and it means that you're not losing skirmishers unnecessarily. These skirmishers at full strength, these skirmishers at less than half strength, about 1/3 strength, these skirmishers did slightly better, but still losing an unnecessary amount of men. So this just highlights how complex things become in mixed engagements, and how important it is to know the nuances like this, and also to be able to do it, because it's one thing to know how to do something, another thing to have the micro to be able to actually do it. But charging through your own unit can be very bad. Running through your own unit, that works. Strength and honor.